we've got Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Maxwell and Peter, our resident fighting game experts.
Not nearly enough punching in those clips that we saw.
These two are back, and by that I mean they have not left the couch.
By that you mean you have trapped us here.
By that I mean
we are
I
not
have
allowed to
trapped
leave.
You in my dungeon of information. I call it an info dungeon.
The power of the host.
It's the power of the host's chair. And also, technically against the law.
Yeah.
Now, Street Fighter Cross Tekken is a video game about Street Fighter characters, Tekken characters, and the love that binds them together.
Growing up, I would sit at home alone, of course, and I'd have my candles out and my parchment and quill, and I would think to myself, gosh, what if Ryu from Street Fighter and Nina from Tekken went on a date?
Ooh.
And then what if I showed up as well and we had a magical adventure? It gets kind of weird, like in the later part.
That is how Edgar Allan Poe wrote fan fiction.
Yeah, hey, I study the best.
All right, now let's stop rambling and actually show the game. I'm gonna put down a polite request. I don't care who you guys pick, as long as those characters are Zangief and Kuma on one team, and Bob and Rufus on the other.
Peter, which team do you want?
I'll let you do Zangief. You like the big ugly.
I do. I'll take Zangief as the in that case.
Paul and Rufus, you said?
Oh, before we get too far ahead, if I hit the start button here, I'll select Kuma. Oh, there we go. It brings up, so you can change, a big thing that I'm really excited about that's pretty convenient is you can change your button configuration on the character select screen in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. They announced this earlier this week. It's definitely a really convenient thing to have because when you go to tournaments and you watch people play, the first thing they always have to do is like a button check round where like they'll just pick some characters, they'll jump in, they'll change all their buttons, they'll run around for a little bit, spar, and just make sure everything works. Now the process has been expedited just a little bit.
Where's my boy Rufus?
Which I appreciate. Rufus, he's over there next to Zangief, in between Zangief and Ryu.
Bob and...
Oh, you want Bob?
Yeah, Bob and Zangief. Or
no,
Bob and Rufus.
Bob and Rufus. Also, somehow you picked Paul.
I thought Paul was requested.
So while he's getting that all squared away, so you've got the gems in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I'm sure most of you guys have heard of them before, but just in case, the gems affect your character in subtle ways. You have attack gems, which are red that you see here. You have defense gems, which are yellow, speed gems. You also have these pink assist gems that make certain commands easier, and blue meter gems that'll affect your meter gain. These are just the preset sets of gems, so I'm just going to go with attack for both my guys. But there's a special screen, of course, that perhaps we can show after this match where you can go and customize what sort of gems you want to have.
All right.
Each gem has like a special activation condition. Some of them, if they're really strong, they have drawbacks.
I think they all have drawbacks, right?
The ones that are like the lowest tier, they just give you like 10% defense or 10% attack. Those don't have any drawbacks as far as I know. But once you get into like the 20 and 30% gems, those do incur penalties. So we'll get to more on that later. Right now, let's jump in here and do some face punching.
His teammate is a bear.
He wrestles bears. It's appropriate.
And they're two fat guys.
And there's the theme for this team is two big fat guys.
Two big dudes and two hairy monsters.
So one of the funny things about this game, I mean, there's obviously a lot of funny things about this game, but if there are official teams that you can pick. So like, let's see, what was an official team? Like Ken and Ryu.
Okay.
They're official partners.
Sense.
Yeah. And so like in the little character startup screen there where they have their little introductions, they'll have actually a special little cinematic that'll play where they sort of, tell jokes or play off of each other or whatever.
Now is there a gameplay bonus?
No, it's just a thing to add a little extra character to the game.
Like to show that they've got a history and chemistry together?
Yes.
Not to say that Zangief and Kuma don't have...
They also have a special history together, but it might be one of animosity.
Yeah,
right?
And it's more technically poaching, I think, is the history.
God, Kuma looks like a maniac in this game with his teeth. Goodness. So in this game, if one of your characters runs out of life, which is something that happens in a fighting game, you lose the match, even if your other character still has a ton of life left.
Okay, so it's not like Marvel vs. Capcom,
where
your first character dies and your next one comes in?
Yeah, you can just keep going and going until you run out. No, if one of them goes down, you lose the round and you go into the next bout. Look at this.
Fancy.
Look at
I
this
love
game.
it so much.
So you always have to keep that in mind. So with that in mind, they want you to really treat your two teammates as just sort of one character instead of thinking of them as two separate people. So they always want you to be switching and tagging, and the easiest way to do that is with these, I forget what the official term is, but I just call it a dial-a-combo.
Dial-a-combo?
Light, medium, heavy. Here, Peter, you want to do a dial-a-combo on me here? Remember, you got to hit heavy attack twice. So it's light, medium, heavy, heavy. Let me see. There we go. Light, medium, heavy, heavy, and it will automatically end the tag. Your next partner will come out, and they can continue the attack as well.
Okay.
I just chose that.
Now, otherwise, you would have to hold down the medium kick and medium punch buttons?
Yes, you can raw tag by hitting medium kick.
Raw
and medium
tag?
Punch. Raw tag.
That is.
Where you just tag.
How come that wasn't in the vocabulary?
You just tag all willy-nilly.
Because that sounds filthy.
Raw tag is a little bit filthy. It's dangerous.
Yeah, you better believe raw tagging is dangerous.
Because you leave the person you're tagging in open to a counter attack.
Yeah, because you have to.
Because it's raw.
Because you need like 2 seconds of not taking any damage. Right?
Yeah, there's a little bit of recovery. So like if I just raw tag out Zangief, because he just runs out, boom, gets kicked in the face. So not the best idea. You can also
Zangief looks like a dude who's into raw tagging. If you
just
catch
on the
my
weekend.
drift. Yeah, on the weekends. Never tells
He's
his
a raw
wife.
tag, yeah. His wife is a bear.
There's a bear named Kuma.
Oh no!
It's legal in
be an
Russia.
official team.
It's legal in Russia.
You can also tag cancel, so like if you're doing a fancy move and you hit, I think it's like back in the 2 medium buttons together. It costs a little bit of the meter, which we didn't go into, but that will also tag in your other teammate as your first teammate is finishing their attack. It's a little bit trickier, but you can build some crazy combos out of that. I'm gonna go back to the main menu here.
Yeah, I'll let you guys pick characters you're more familiar with. I just wanted to have the Zangief, Kuma, Bob, Rufus
tag team. That was your dream matchup.
I wanted to start with that because it's really the ideal scenario in a game like this.
I think I may have some fan fiction you might be interested in.
Your quill and parchment.
My quill and parchment. So if we go here to the customize menu, there's a couple of things I'd like to point out that are pretty fun. There's a character color editor. You can change the colors of your character. Capcom has said that they will be releasing. The palette's pretty limited right now, but Capcom has said that they will be releasing free color updates that have additional colors. So yeah, if you want to change your clothes, or your pants, or whatever. Right now it's sort of like red, and then there's less red and black and white. So it's a little boring right now, but more colors to come. Let's back out of that real quick. We'll go to the next bit of customization fun.
Just a reminder, Cynthia is taking your questions from the chat room and Twitter. Feel free to tweet at GameSpot, and you might have your question read live on the air and possibly even answered, though no guarantees.
A crutch that I really like to lean on right now that I really should use more are these quick combos.
Okay.
So this is sort of a tool to help newer players. Basically, they're performed by either hitting, let's see, light punch and heavy kick, or light kick and heavy punch, as you see here. The list doesn't seem entirely complete right now, but basically you can go in and you can assign like a string of moves to be performed when you input one of those shortcuts. It does cost a section of meter, so you can't just do it for free, but it's just sort of there to help newer players perform combos easily.
One of our YouTube readers is wondering, where's Wesker?
Where's Wesker? Wesker is currently holding it down in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 as continuing to be one of the strongest, most dominating characters in that game.
Now, the distinction that we should make is that that's Marvel vs. Capcom, whereas this is Street Fighter vs. Tekken.
Yes.
So you only have Street Fighter characters, right? You don't have people from the greater Capcom universe?
I mean, the only...
Final Fight?
Yeah, well, not... Are they Final Fight?
Oh yeah, Hugo. And,
yeah, that's true. I guess Hugo is. I always consider him a Third Strike character because that's where I know him from. But yeah, Poison, Hugo, Rolento, Cody, and Guy.
You can imagine that Wesker has suffered a terrible disease that's turned him into a man bear.
A man bear.
And he has since changed his name to.
Oh, let's see if you can do. Okay.
Kuma. Wes Kuma.
So right now we're looking at the gym customization screen here. This is what I mentioned earlier. So you collect these special gems that can modify your character stats in certain ways. So like this one gives me plus 10% for 20 seconds. It's activated when I block 5 attacks. Or maybe perhaps the opponent blocks 5 attacks. Not entirely sure. See if we can find a more powerful one. This one plus 30%. Activates when I go into a Pandora state. So I guess it doesn't really have a drawback because it's only useful during Pandora. But yeah, they all have special activation conditions and levels that you can unlock, and you can equip up to 3 of them at a time.
Somebody is asking,
Oh, you want to see Yoshimitsu?
Yeah, Yoshimitsu.
Oh yeah, sure. I really like Yoshimitsu actually. I was playing around with him a little bit yesterday. He's a lot of fun.
Yeah, why not? We've only got a minute or two left.
All right,
on
I'll
this
jump in
segment,
real
so
quick.
Let's,
We'll show some Yoshimitsu.
let's show
for
some
this
rapid fire Yoshimitsu.
one. Boom. Oh, also yeah, it's got a la Mortal Kombat, a la the recent Mortal Kombat. You can play tag team with a friend. So like Peter and I could be on the same team, and so we can tag back and forth between each other if we wanted to do that.
If I actually like it.
If we, we hate each other in real life.
Theoretically
so.
speaking, if you guys enjoyed each other's company
Which
and
we
did
don't.
not
No,
despise
absolutely
each other
not.
on a
Right.
fundamental level,
Yeah, that's why they make us sit next to each
you
other.
could tag team.
That is GameSpot policy. So I'm gonna pick
Good old
Yoshimitsu Kami.
Yoshimitsu.
I'm gonna put defense gems on Yoshimitsu since he's leading.
Does Yoshimitsu remind anybody else of the aliens from Independence Day? The one that Will Smith punches in the face and
says "Welcome to Earth." Actually,
technically he says Earth. That is a common myth. He does not say Earth.
Does he even say "Welcome to Earth"?
He says
though?
"Welcome to Earth." TH.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't even sure if he said that.
Urban legend.
Urban internet
Urban
legend.
legend. He doesn't say Earth.
The Yoshimitsu outfit, actually reminiscent of his Tekken 3 outfit, which I know a lot of people like. He personally, I always thought he had kind of a Predator look to him.
Like a
maybe without
like
he didn't
alien
have like
Predator or like the other kind.
No, like
like To Catch a Predator.
No, well maybe under the mask perhaps, but no, on the
under the mask maybe.
On the outside, it was definitely like
judge.
the Alien versus Predator. Predator. One of my favorite things with Yoshimitsu is to get neck broken.
To get neck broken.
And to get hit with kunais. Is this move right here, the reverse fireball on punch. It's this, he spins his sword around, it draws the other person in, does a bunch of hits, and it's great for doing those tag cancels that I mentioned earlier, just because the animation takes so long. You can also charge it up, and he sort of has a variant on that when you jump into somebody and use heavy attack. He spins the sword around like that. That's a lot of fun. Good for jumping in on people. I think we're getting a question in from the chat.
Oh yeah, is the roster for this game set for release?
So the roster screen that you guys just saw is not the final roster. There is another set of characters on the way.
All right.
All of the fighting mechanics have been implemented into the game, so there's not going to be any more special systems or things for you to worry about because there's a lot. Oh man, I'm going to get... Oh no, I didn't get chipped out. Gotta switch over to Candy. Yoshimitsu's doing bad. But yeah, so there is another round of characters. A lot of you may remember that that Cody and Guy were teased at the end of the trailer that showed off Hugo and Poison. They've yet to be officially announced, but I'd say that's a pretty safe bet.
All right.
Also, like, they haven't shown off M. Bison yet in gameplay form. He was shown off in a cinematic trailer, but we haven't seen him implemented in the game yet. So yeah, there are definitely characters to come.
All right, sounds good. So this has been your update on Street Fighter Cross Tekken.